Hi everyone, I'm new to the streets, Ken Evseroff. Today we are coming to you from the Westin Hotel on the west side of Manhattan in New York City at the National Investment Banking Association, getting some information on some new companies that might be joining us on New to the Street in the future. Today I'm with Flow Pharma CEO Reed Rubison. Thank you very much for joining us.
Pleasure to be here, Ken. New to the Street, appreciate it.
It is our pleasure. Before we get started, tell the viewers watching what Flow Pharma is all about and how you guys came to fruition.
Sure, a lot of people think that vaccines are only useful to prevent disease. We can actually design vaccines to treat sick patients. So we're using Flow VAX HPV to treat women with cervical cancer. This all came about through novel computer-based designs for vaccines developed by Microsoft Research that we've taken over and are now running to design our vaccines, including Flow VAX HPV for cervical cancer.
So how does Flow VAX work?
Okay, so Flow VAX is a vaccine platform that we could use to design many different kinds of vaccines. The basis of the Flow VAX platform is a bead just about the size of a human cell that we can use to teach the human immune system what part of a virus to attack. We give a simple injection and the patient can treat their own cancer by chasing infected cancer cells and kill them.
Has Flow VAX been proven in clinical trials?
That's our next step, Ken. So we're here at the National Association of Investment Bankers to get a banking relationship with an investment banker so that we can raise the capital necessary to dose the first human patient next year.
What do you personally get out of treating cancer? You are a doctor as well, so it's double-edged for you.
Sure. So I work in the operating room and I see lots of patients with cancer and lots of patients with GYN cancer, including cervical cancer. We have marvelous surgeries for cancer, but we really need a way to knock out this disease with a medical therapy so that patients don't have to go through surgery when they have this disease.
Why did you pick cervical cancer?
Cervical cancer is a very interesting opportunity because cervical cancer is caused by a virus called human papillomavirus, and we can teach our vaccine to kill cells infected with HPV.
Now, biotech drugs are typically expensive to manufacture. How do you combat the high cost of dealing with drugs? And not always for the right reason that they're expensive.
I understand. That's a very good point and a very critical one. So unlike other biotech companies that often have to manufacture whole proteins using a process that requires recombinant human protein manufacturing or live viruses, we use all synthetic components in our platform. And in fact, every chemical in the Flow VAX platform is already part of another approved vaccine or pharmaceutical.
What is it like dealing with the Food and Drug Administration?
You know, I've had a very good relationship with the FDA over the years. This is my second biotech company. We took 2 products through FDA registration for testing in the United States in my previous company. We're going to be testing this product initially in China because that's where the patients are. China has a very rich population of patients with cervical cancer and centers of excellence we can go to recruit patients. And those will be done under the auspices of the Chinese FDA.
I was just going to say, Chinese FDA, they don't have the same type of restrictions on them that the United States does. Again, not always for the right reason.
It's actually not too different from the US FDA. We're working with a senior principal investigator there, Dr. Yulong Chow at the Chinese Academy of Sciences, who's done lots of work with cancer and cancer vaccines with the Chinese FDA. So with this partnership, we hope to streamline that process.
Last question for Flow VAX, your company. What do you guys have in the pipeline? What are you guys looking to do 6 months out, 10 months out? What's down the road?
Well, for right now, we're focusing on Flow VAX HPV to treat women with cervical cancer. We're also interested in Zika, and we have a therapeutic Zika vaccine in the pipeline to treat patients infected with Zika to help women who might be infected deal with the fact that they could have a birth defect from a Zika infection.
All good stuff.
Well, Ken, thanks very much. Pleasure to be on New to the Street. Thanks very much.
It's our pleasure for having you.
See you in the studio sometime.